There's a Clavicular and the Evolution of Incel Culture video that I was going to watch. I don't know who this channel is, Jarrett Moore. But I think it dovetails nicely into what I wanted to talk about. Clavicular is doing a MOG course in Florida. He's officially reached that level. Every influencer eventually has like a sequence of botched surgeries and then, you know, some other financial entanglements that don't turn out the way they want to. And then they do some sort of boot camp. And that's where Clavicular is right now. Sequence of botched surgeries that he did not need to take, that he did not need to you know, get at all. And now he's doing a in-person course.
The internet's newest main character is 20-year-old streamer Braden Peters, aka Clavicular. He serves as a representative of the looksmaxing community, an offshoot of the incel black pill ecosystem that have come to the conclusion that with society and the dating market stacked against them, the only way to ascend out of their social caste is to become as physically attractive as humanly possible. He's taken this to extreme measures, including starve maxing, abusing stimulants, and hitting himself in the face with a hammer, referred to as bone smashing. He started taking black market steroids and testosterone at age 15, leading to infertility, erectile dysfunction.
Okay. Put some respect on the GOAT, dude. Come on now. Clavicular will never be... Clavicular could not hold up to the pinky nail of my GOAT, Rich Piana, okay? That's crazy. Rich Piana was a G. He was a legend. Rest in power, Rich Piana. That's the GOAT.
And eventually getting him kicked out of university for drug possession. With formal education out of the question, he went all in on looksmaxing, spending his free time researching ways to improve his appearance with experimental peptides, and planned to travel to Turkey for a double jaw surgery to attain more masculine features. The spectacle of this pursuit exploded across the internet. Less than a year ago, he was working as a line cook, and today he's become the fastest growing streamer on Kick, with teams of thousands of dedicated clip farmers, gathering millions of views daily on his newest controversy.
Drive.
Yeah, he also almost killed a guy.
Oh my god! You probably just ran him over. Oh my god.
He's still mogging. Oh yeah, he overdosed too. God, this guy's journey has been so crazy, man. He almost killed his stalker, and he never broke frame. He might have broken the dude's back, but he did not break frame. Okay, he kept mogging. I will point to that. He had the Everglades incident where he like killed a crocodile. He overdosed on camera, and he's gotten botched surgeries. It's awesome.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
He's been profiled in GQ, the New York Times, The Atlantic, and made his modeling debut at New York Fashion Week. This video will explore his worldview, the origins of the movement, if there's any validity to his claims, and why it's resonating so much in our current climate. The surface level critique of looksmaxing is always, bro, you're really overthinking this. Girls do not care about looks to the extent that you think that they do. There's easier ways to get chicks than
cope. It's cope, dude. It's cope, buddy. Okay? That's all people care about. And it's not even about girls. It's about guys. Okay? It's about hot guys who are sexy and muscular, and I want to kiss them, but I can't. I have to keep maintaining this facade that I want to kiss the girls instead. And every time I kiss the girls, it looks like I'm in a K-drama or something. I look like Josh Hawley kissing his wife. Not gay. Okay? But that's what mogging is all about. Making other men feel hot for you.
Smoking peptide-laced meth and hitting yourself in the face with a hammer to reinvent phrenology.
Weren't you one of the OG looksmaxers? No, man. I'm just a normal person who cares about self-improvement. as a matter of fact, for the most part, I have always talked about, because before the looks maxing thing was called looks maxing, I was always making fun of like the lookism guys, the incels, because they were just like, they cared about this shit to a unbelievably unhealthy degree. You are not normal about your appearance, Lamau. Honestly, he's punk as fuck. I think I am. I think it's good to groom yourself. Okay. I think it's good to be healthy. Bro, working out and dieting is not looks maxing. What the fuck? Exactly. I am, however, a little, you know, I have a little bit of body dysmorphia, just a little bit, but it's fine. Like, if I had a far greater problem of body dysmorphia, all these fucking weirdo losers, like the new meta amongst my psychotic cyber stalking community is to constantly be like, you're fat. That would actually hurt my feelings. It doesn't, because I know that's not the case. But I still have a little bit of body dysmorphia, just mild amount.
You could just meet a girl with a similar interest at like a run club and be nice to them. Wrong. The point is not to get girls. They don't particularly like girls very much. The point is to mog.
Okay, yeah, he gets it. Never mind. The point is to mog.
The term mog originated on bodybuilding forums as a shorthand for the
mog,
alpha male
of the group.
The pack leader, the hottest, the richest, the highest status.
Yep.
Getting girls isn't the end goal, but rather an affirmation that you're a Chad. The blonde around your arm is symptomatic of your success, more akin to a Lamborghini or a Rolex. Despite what some rich guys say, they don't particularly care about Swiss engineering or motorsports. They want it because they know other men can't have it. It's performance art for the male gaze. This quality has historically been associated as a feminine trait, with women saying they're not dressing for male approval, they're doing it for themselves. The first part's definitely true, they're not doing it for men, but it's also not solely for themselves. A woman by herself isn't wearing high heels and a full face of makeup. She's wearing an oversized Scooby-Doo t-shirt and Garfield slippers. When they go out, they're dressing for other women. But they're doing it in a collaborative nature. They want everybody else at the party to be hot and are excited to see their friends serving. The looks maxers see it as more of a zero-sum game in a competitive nature. They're aware of the prevalent hierarchies and have a desire to stand out. To mog is to be free. It's to be safe. From external threats, as well as safe from the voice in your head telling you that you're not enough.
You need to have positive thoughts. It's all about like manifestation. He's like, you know, everything that's going on in your head, that just shapes reality. Which is probably the worst possible thing you could tell a depressed person. Just like, hey, you know when you wake up in the morning, that voice in your head that calls you a f***ing loser? That's actually a force of nature that shapes the fabric of reality. Oh God, I gotta go buy a gun. That's not good at all.
The perpetually mogged are constantly looking over their shoulder, paranoid that what little they've earned will be taken from them by the oppressive Chad.
What are you lacking, Myron, that you can't hold her desire? Why didn't you have her soul locked in? I mean, she was your girlfriend, right?
Damn!
You claimed to have her as a girlfriend, so where did you lack as a man? You had a girl?
You saw this guy recently open up for Adam Friedland? Damn, this dude is... Yeah, I remember I've watched one of his videos before. This guy's going places, dude. Okay, respect. I remember I watched one of his videos in the past.
But you didn't have her soul. So Rico, he didn't really steal Angie. He collected her. Yeah, man, they call him Rollerblade Rico. He's a shadow that just rolls out of nowhere, man. Smooth wheels, smoother game. You don't even hear him coming. 1 minute you're holding her hand, next minute, pew, gone.
More so than desiring what the Chad has, their main objective is to escape the perceived power balance between the two. This hieroglyph contains an eternal truth that's essential to decoding the incel psyche. The Chad vs. Virgin meme has tortured the minds of the youth for decades. But the Chad didn't always used to be the goal. At one point he was the enemy. Before he was depicted in his current form, he was written about in legends told at the cinema. Karate Kid, Heathers, Revenge of the Nerds. The mob took their resentment to the silver screen and created a revisionist history of themselves getting one over on the bullies, creating a fiction to shape the culture.
Is he wearing a Teamsters jacket? Because I have the same exact one. I have the same exact jacket, but for the Teamsters.
and humiliate the ones that once humiliated them inside of the junior high locker rooms. As the genre went out of style,
never mind.
the resentment remained, and a whole collaborative extended universe of the nerd jock archetype was
Is Twitch capping you at 25K? Yeah. No, dude. The fuck are you talking about? I just have 25,249 people watching right now.
proliferated on sites such as 4chan. Chad, Stacy, Becky, and a whole roster of soy jacks were used as stand-ins to represent the power imbalances in people's lives. What started out as a meme for most people.
Every weekend we have this exact same song and dance where people will come in here and be like, "What's going on, bro?" Feels like not a lot of interest. It's like Monday through Thursday, it's always 30K to 40K, and then Friday till Sunday, it's always 25 to 30K. That's how it is.
Started
People
to become
touch grass
more
in this
real than the
community.
outside world. Instead of these figures being used to exemplify tropes exhibited by people, the real people were simplified to be nothing more than the living embodiment of these figures.
They legit asked this yesterday. You got to stop responding to these people. Is bait for the Twitter clippers. They've been using this reaction to this question to post these so the roach can respond. Dude, that's got to be so crazy. So there's guys in here that are like sitting in a Discord server who come in here and ask that question, and then they immediately clip it and they post it on Twitter so that Asmongold can react to it. That is like, I don't understand what that does for you. I will never understand what that does for you. Literally every time you respond to the chatter, they post it and then Asmongold reacts to it. Wait, Asmongold has less viewers than me right now. What the fuck? Who gives a shit? Go ask him if he's being capped at 22K. Watching your clips or sometimes VODs a daily thing for the HDS community. But I don't like, okay, here's what I don't understand. Genuinely, here's what I do not understand. Is literally bait they post the following day. But like, what satisfaction could you possibly get out of this? Because like, I get what Asmongold is doing, right? He's like serving a market. There's a lot of appetite for people to be like, oh, I hate this fucking guy. You need villains, right? In your story, you need villains. People get bored. But like, what do you get as a random person? They think they're making you feel bad. That's all they want, but it doesn't work. I've always wondered this. I have always wondered this where I'm like, what could you possibly get out of, like, what kind of satisfaction could you possibly get out of, like, even if you got your wishes across, like, let's say I got killed or fucking deplatformed, went to prison or whatever, like, will that actually offer you any salvation? Will you legitimately feel accomplished? Because you might feel that way for a brief moment, but your life still fucking sucks. You know what I mean? Let's say you got a bunch of likes. Let's say you got a bunch of likes on Twitter. Asmo's audience literally just enjoy just watching this type of content. The other day, he said his job is to make people's lives miserable. Being mad at people is the content. Yeah, I don't understand it. Like, I think it's important as long as the dog doesn't get choked. Shocked. Their loss, Rotolis, the only blips of enjoyment they receive is that type of content. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's internet-induced brain damage almost. Here's the thing. Do you never sit by yourself when you're alone with your own thoughts and you think to yourself, like, what have I done for the last year? And take an accounting of the things that you have experienced, the things that you've enjoyed. And if the highest dopamine inducing moments when you do that are instances where, like, you know, you got a content creator that is never going to know about you to feel shitty for a brief moment, or you perceive them feeling bad for a brief moment in time. If that's the highest intensity output that you have, doesn't that all feel worthless? Ironically, now there's going to be a clip, then he's going to respond to this without ever directly talking to you. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you should channel this energy into something, you know? Channel this energy into something. You know, go join a club or something. Meet some people in the real world. Oh my God, you weren't wrong. Why are you getting so angry? This is so sad. By the way, we have a hype train. Give money now. He's actually becoming an old man. Asmongold reacts to Hasan snapping at a chatter, bringing up his viewer count being botted. Hasan had the same exact reaction years ago in case both timing out the loyal subscriber and claiming Israel view botted him. Wait, what? Oh my God, you weren't lying. That's literally what these guys are doing. And then they clip it to a clip farm. And they have like other clips ready to go too. Why would anybody do this? This is why clips on Reddit of your stream aren't posted immediately, but like 12 to 24 hours after the clip was live. They needed time to comb the stream and come up with a narrative of an out of context portion. I think they do it because they do feel good for that 1 second. Their favorite content creator takes notice of them and maybe bring up their clip on stream and talks about it. It makes them feel alive when they get noticed by the content creator they base their live around. I think it's because there's a sense of community, right? There's a sense of community around this sort of behavior. This is something that, like, ironically enough, the video that we're watching actually pertains to this as well. What used to be relegated to the darkest corners of the internet where like some of the saddest people exist, bodybuilding forums or lookism forums, incel forums, is now mass produced as content. And there are like champions of this kind of content and this kind of ideology, like Clavicular, ironically enough, that people actually follow pretty aggressively. Some of them follow him as a lol cow. Some of them are fascinated with him. But then there's also plenty of people who are just like genuinely fans, right? And what's really interesting is this is exactly that as well. This is called A-logging, right? There are entire communities on the internet that used to be on some of the darkest corners of the internet, like some of the worst parts of the internet, like websites that are constantly at risk of getting taken down, like Kiwi Farms and whatnot, that spend a good deal of time and good deal of effort getting together, congregating to identify certain targets that they want to cyber bully, right? That is something that people used to do. And the saddest part about it is like, yeah, they used to do this on 4chan and whatnot. But for the most part, a lot of content creators in the mainstream side of things, and the more mainstream side of things in independent media on YouTube and whatnot, rarely ever entertain this lol cowing, right? Nowadays, there are actual content creators who have designed their entire content around this kind of behavior. Sex Pestiny is one of them. Ethan Klein is another one. Asmongold is another one. Rape Tone is another one. Some of them are objectively like right-wing, openly right-wing. Some of them don't present themselves as right-wing. Some of them even consider themselves to be liberal. But there is like this whole ecosystem now of content creators who spend basically all of their allotted time on camera doing this kind of thing. And then they foster this community that is organized around going after people that they have ordained as enemies. I've never been a big fan of this kind of content. I never understood it. I have friends who do it, right? I have friends who like entertain it, where they'll go and find like someone curious or fascinating, and they don't try to impact that person's life. Of course, they never tap the glass. But what these guys do is all about trying to tap the glass. What they do is all about like trying to manipulate that person's life in some way in a negative manner. And I just don't understand what kind of satisfaction you could derive out of participating in a negative smear campaign permanently over a content creator that you just don't like. I feel like when you snap yourself out of that stupor, you'll probably be a much healthier person. And every now and then I try to, have a real conversation like this. And I feel like all of those people that are in these, like, yeah, you said there are entire Discord servers watching and tracking you, but it's to get likes on Twitter, make YouTube vids, super simple Hank. They don't want to go outside. Their Twitter impressions are down for the month. So you are an easy vehicle for them to rage bait others. That Kanye clip from years ago is an obvious indicator. Read Hasan. But again, it's very strange. I will never understand it. Like, you should probably fight for something bigger than that, Another topic that used to bait you is mentioning Kaya. Literally every single time a chatter asks you to respond, it gets clipped. That Brandon Buckingham tweet was ironically quoting a clip of you responding to a chatter about Kaya. Yeah. Is baiting you that different from putting money on Kalshi? I guess not. But you do give them the satisfaction, though. Instead of just being an instant ban for being a lazy bot, it's so annoying. You reward them with attention or reaction. I will never stop trying to fight for others, including some of my most mentally ill haters, you know? That's it. Like, no matter what happens, I do want these guys to live a better life. I want them to have health care. I want them to have a better future. I want them to like live a life of dignity, you know? It's obviously also beneficial for me because if they did do all those things, if they did have that life, then they probably wouldn't be wasting it away on the internet, stalking my ass, right? But like, I want them to have a job. I want them to have job security. I want them to have autonomy in their workplace. I want them to be able to start a family, purchase a home on one fucking salary. You know what I mean? Genuinely, that's what I want. And part of it is, I do legitimately believe that part of it is like, for every 1,000 hate watchers, there's got to be at least a couple hundred that hear what I have to say. Maybe they don't internalize it immediately, but they hopefully second guess themselves. I'm sure there's some people in here. I'm sure there's some people in here who were that person and now they're fans, you know? I'm sure there are a lot of people who are maybe ashamed to openly say that like, oh, I came in here from one of these communities and I'm actually a fan now. I realize that like a lot of these people were, a lot of this was just like worthless. You just gave them a reason to not do what you said. What are you going to do? Yeah. Live a long enough timeline. And on a long enough timeline, some of them will become lifelong fans. And some of them will even become woke scolds on Hoscord. Exactly.
Obnoxious men.
Date the Chads.
Yeah.
Chads is one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Basically, the Stacy's going for the chat.
Exactly. The Stacys are the dizzy, dumb.
Maybe not that.
Girls.
Maybe not that one guy who said whiny virtue signal boy. Okay, that's the last comment I'm going to respond to before getting back to the video. All I'm going to say is this. Whenever people come in here and say, oh, you're virtue signaling, you show that you have a deeply cynical, deeply nihilistic worldview. Just swallowed my spit.
Stacys are the Chads.
I'm gonna go back on this and then I'll rewind and then play it again. Whenever you say, oh, you're virtue signaling, whenever you say someone on the internet, someone who you found to be in opposition to is virtue signaling, you're just showing everybody else that your worldview is deeply cynical, right? You can't possibly fathom that someone is being sincere and hold an opinion that's different than yours, that every single person is out there championing causes for some other ulterior purpose. No one could possibly believe the things that you also identify as a virtue, by the way. You are openly admitting that what I'm saying is virtuous. You're saying it's actually good. It's the morally correct position, but you can't fathom someone arriving at what you perceive as the morally correct position and the virtuous position without some other ulterior motive. I promise you, there are people out there who are not like that. And perhaps the only reason why you feel that way, is because of the spaces that you occupy on the internet. You only go and congregate around people who are legitimately fucked up, like genuinely having a bad time, and their whole output is to try to make others also feel bad and feel shitty. And they're training you to fucking believe that anyone that says, hey, be kind to others, like it's fine, it's not going to take, it's $0. It costs $0 to be nice to people and to want what's best for others. Anyone that says shit like that must be disingenuous. I mean, look, I have my moments where I'm very angry, where I get very passionate, where I get very mad. There are plenty of moments where I'm not embodying the virtues, right? As a matter of fact, a lot of people, a lot of people are looking for those moments so they can clip a certain perspective and like show the rest of the world the truth about me or something. Like, no human being is perfect. I'm certainly not. But again, a Jewish guy trying to insult me by calling me a hook-nosed yid is pretty ironic, don't you think? Yeah, looks identical Sammy. They all have the same look. It's uncanny. 100% chance this guy calls Hasan Piker a vicious anti-Semite. He does. Whether you think Hasan is an anti-Semite or not, yes. Saying he spent his entire professional career combating anti-Semitism is absolutely hilarious, gaslighting bullshit. Guy is so comically full of shit. Yeah. Always. Always.
Obnoxious men.
Date the Chads.
Yeah.
Chads is one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Basically, the Stacy's going for the chat.
Exactly. The Stacys are the dizzy, dumb girls dating the goofy, jocks.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I came from one of those communities, and I'm proud to say I'm reformed now and active with Houston DSA. Gave me, friends, and myself a purpose. Thank you. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I do it. For all the fucking chirpers in the chat who are like, why do you even address these people? That's why, bro. That's why. A better future is possible for yourself. You just have to be able to seize it. You have to be able to snap yourself out of your normal existence that possibly is leading you down this like deep, dark pit of despair every single fucking day that you sit at home and rot and watch people, and you're like, oh, I hate these fucking people. I hope they could also feel a fraction of the pain that I endure on a daily basis. I'm just going to go out there and fucking hurt them. I'm going to go out there and fucking disparage them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Like, that's not productive for you. Okay? What's productive for you is to have a real purpose in life. Okay? Anyway, let's continue.
So you call them Stacy's and Chads.
Yeah.
I've heard that term before. And so that's in the alt-right?
Yes.
That conversation takes place in the alt-right as well?
Yes.
Do other things take place in the alt-right? Or
red pill. You can either take the red pill or you can take the blue pill.
Right.
And some alt-right members even consider.
But you come across like this guy. This guy's at the end of that, okay? The pit of despair that I'm talking about, that's at the end of that pit of despair. And what's so funny is all of the people that are a part of his in-group, his closest associates and affiliates online, are probably on the internet after this guy gets arrested, calling him a homosexual and a LARPer and a weirdo and a loser. I've seen it so many times. The Terrorgram guys will literally egg each other on until one of them goes out and inspires a mass shooting, right? Until they successfully inspire one of these guys. But this is obviously the worst of the worst of the worst, right? Like that's the final level of the darkness, right? And when they get there, when they finally do it and then they kill themselves in the process, all of their closest associates go online and they joke about it. They joke about how much of a fucking loser or how Mexican the person was, you know? I see it all the fucking time. It's literally the same. It's the same fucking people. It's the same goddamn people that were egging the mass shooter on that will then turn around and go, this guy was a trans Mexican, dude.
That was to be a black pill, which in essence means they're a MGTOW, men going their own way.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. But the conversations tend to be focused around fellas who have been unable to lose their virginity due to the Stacys of this world and the Chads being celibate, involuntarily celibate. What does that mean?
That means celibacy means someone who would never has a sexual intercourse.
Right.
Involuntary celibacy means this wasn't your choice.
I see.
Essentially have been thrown into true forced loneliness and you're unable to lose your virginity.
Right.
This is especially painful for young males.
When did you first go on to 4chan?
2014.
2014. And specifically when in 2014?
He posted in the comments about you 15 minutes ago. Did he? He's done this before. While I was watching.
May 23, 2014.
And how were you able to remember that?
Because I remember that was a very significant day.
Okay. What day was that?
That was when Elliot Rodger decided to essentially commit an uprising, a beta uprising, if you will,
right,
against the Chads and the Stacys.
Okay. It was Elliot Rodger who was the
cop is laughing.
The father.
Basically, the founding forefather of the entire movement.
Right. So explain to me this movement. What's this movement about?
It's basically a movement of angry incels, such as myself, who are unable to get laid. Therefore, we want to overthrow the Chads, which would force the Stacys to be forced to reproduce with the incels.
Oh, so that's just a short form for fellas who
can't get laid,
can't have sex, right? Okay. And what happened in the Elliot Rodgers uprising? What did he do?
I know he used a gun as well as a vehicle to convert the life status of certain.
I mean, this dude has 100%, 110% mental issues. Yeah, I know. No shit. But if he had a fucking healthy support system around him, there are plenty of people who also have probably a similar type of mental illness to him, but they're lucky enough to not find themselves in this deep, dark pit of despair. Okay? Like, look at all the fucking tropes he's using. Look at all the statements he's using. It's very clear. Like, there are clear markers of where he spends a great deal of time on the internet. This is a fucking incel mass shooter, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? Like, it's so obvious that he's on 4chan. He's in these sorts of like I'm sure he was fucking A-logging motherfuckers, you know what I mean? For fun. And he thought that, you know, anti-communism and A-logging what he perceived to be like feminist influencers or cyber stalking e-girls or whatever was the most productive use of his fucking time. Yeah, oh, this is the guy who who drove the minivan. Alec Manassian. He like drove over a crowd with a minivan. He did a vehicular terror attack. And if he had a fucking support system around him and he just like snapped himself out of this like the weird right-wing radical circles that he was online, he probably would not have acted out on these like unbelievably violent desires. He wouldn't have like snapped. He wouldn't have gotten to the point that he got to. This guy was diagnosed with autism as an autistic person as well. It's so clear this guy was struggling socially, fell through the cracks and into the incel 4chan circles, probably got constant reinforcement from being, yes, exactly, from those around him, from the same people that will bully him for being autistic. Well, those other people are also most likely autistic.
Individuals to death status.
Right.
Only to carry the message that incels can't be oppressed. You could call it an incel rebellion.
Incel rebellion, exactly. Right, yeah, okay. And were these fellas active on 4chan?
Yes.
They were. Have you ever communicated with these fellas?
I actually have, as a matter of fact.
So what did you discuss with these guys?
We discussed our frustrations at society and being unable to get laid.
He said in the comments, Hasan, I paraphrased something at the end. You said about capitalist realism referring to Clavicular. You get writing credits on the video. I'm on a Southwest flight right now with dog shit Wi-Fi. I'm only hearing bits and pieces, but thanks for the watch. Shout out, chat. Nice.
And we were plotting a certain timed strikes just to put all the normies in a state of panic.
Okay, and who would be a normie?
Normie means normal people. That would be anyone who is considered to be normal by the unfair standards of society.
But not.
I also didn't realize that there's a deeply anti-Semitic octopus at the top of this fucking TV, for the record.
The Chads or Stacy's.
Chads and Stacy's are actually above normies, or at least they think they're above normies.
Of course, yeah. Okay, all right. So is it fair to say you've got Chads and Stacy's up here, normies down here, incels who believe they're being suppressed or repressed, yes. and so as a result, to even the playing field.
Yes.
They convert the Stacy's and Chads from living to dead, and to
so
make
that we come out on top. But we do wish to subjugate them in order to make them understand that that our type is the more superior one.
Right. So when you say subjugate, what do you mean by that?
Meaning either imprison them or put them in a lower position in society.
Okay.
So that they acknowledge the incels or the Pepe the Frog types as the more superior ones.
So you're saying things that I'm not familiar with.
Sorry.
What's a Pepe the
but he's a mascot on 4chan.
There's an octopus related anti-Semitic trope chat. Yeah, but I'm also it's a deep cut. This is Greta Thunberg. Remember this is like a autism helper or something. It's like an octopus plushie that Greta Thunberg posed with one time, and the pro-Israel crowd made it seem like she was deeply anti-Semitic for it.
He's a mascot?
Yes.
Who is this 4chan? Oh,
I never say this, but I feel for the cop. I mean, yeah.
Who is this 4chan? This 4chan.
He may have been just a system administrator.
But 4chan is, you can go on it right now, and the thing about it is
Explaining 4chan to a Foid. Oh, buddy. You know, I always find it fascinating that the same people that freak out about the octopus trope use it all day, every day when describing Iran. Yes. Yes. I mean, Israel defenders deploy every Nazi trope, every fucking Nazi trope against like Pax Islamica, for example.
It's not user-friendly by design. There's porn playing on the banner ads on the side to make people that are uncomfortable about that uncomfortable right away and to get off there. The user layout is also, it's not user-friendly. Like the threads, they look weird. The way stuff is stacked is not intuitive when you first see it. There's no usernames, everybody's anonymous, so that's another factor to it, that you have complete anonymity and you can't have like post history or anything, so you can just say the most inflammatory shit, which we found out in the Jeffrey Epstein leaks. Like the creator of 4chan was talking to Jeffrey Epstein, and they have different boards, and they're kind of like subreddits on Reddit.
Yeah, it's safe. It's like safe, edgy. Couple mass shootings inspired here and there. Safe, edgy anti-Semitism, never actually impacting the halls of power, never actually moving you in the direction of any sort of like productive, like it's not safe for the average person, but it's safe for those in positions of power, right? Because if you're like a fucking billionaire, if you're a billionaire, you love that there is a fucking internet forum out there of individuals that are like, you know, engaging in conspiratorial thinking, but you can actually maneuver them into a much more productive way of conspiratorial thinking, constantly assuming, first of all, it's a place to contain this kind of nonsense. That's number one. Number two, in that area that you've contained these people, some of these are, you know, extremely online individuals, you can actually slowly but surely manipulate them, slowly but surely move them in the direction of certain political positions that are not actually harmful to societal elites. If you noticed, none of these guys ever get mad at the rich, okay? They get mad at Jews, they get mad at Muslims, they get mad at trans people, undocumented migrants. It's never those in positions of profound power. So yeah, this kind of, they get mad at women, right? It is a perfect incubator of anti-communist thought, a perfect incubator that moves away people from ever recognizing their class position, understanding that, you know, a lot of the people that they're actually shitting on have the exact same class position that they do, have the same exact class interest that they do. It's a great way. It's a great way to get the pedophilic elite billionaires off their backs.
But the worst one is called Pol, which is politically incorrect, and that's where all like the neo-Nazis and shit.
And sometimes they obviously make
so
this statement.
Like you know, billionaires like funding this thing to create like division and like chaos. And like
yeah, sometimes they make it very you know, obvious. Like when Asmongold literally said, when Asmongold straight up said, it's not the top 2% that's like responsible for all of the societal failures, the bottom 2%. Like that was incredible. He's just giving the game away. A guy who is literally a part of the top 1% of the 1% telling all of these other working class folks that they are, you know, that their enemies are actually the bottom 2%.
Like fake universe with all these like caricatures of like the Stacys and the Beckys or whatever. That became more real to them than reality, which they're not living in. They're just living on these forums. But yeah, it is like compartmentalizing and just like all of them are like, because I've had bad experiences with girls or dating or whatever. It's like, oh, there's no hope. It's like the black pilled thing. Just like, oh, it doesn't matter. Everything is fucking shit. They are all like this. They're like isolated and neglected. And then they find this group where there's just like a pity party and they're all talking about how bad shit is. And they like all relate to each other about that. But there's also normal boards on there. Like the Moo board is just like for people sharing cool music with each other and like torrents of like ripped files. And they just use that platform because it would be taken down for like copyright reasons on other websites. So a bunch of people into underground music like death.
Fortunately, I made my whole World of Warcraft guild Ron Paul supporters. I remember they got me to take the bait too. Jesus Christ.
Grips would go on the Moo board, and then they don't go on the poll board. There's another 4chan board called R9K, which is supposed to be like Robot 9000, and it's for like people that they like identify almost as like they're so autistic. And you talked about the like it's not all autistic people, but it's these people that like self-identify as this like type of autistic where it's like very school shooter heavy, like I can't relate to literally anybody on earth except for like I feel like I don't feel the emotions that other people feel, and then that's just like other people amping you up that's like a valid and not trying to get better but actively trying to get worse. It would be like if Dexter didn't have a dad to tell him to kill the other murderers. It would be if Dexter was left to his own devices with unlimited internet access and found other Dexters.
Incel groups flip the power structure of status. Whereas on mainstream platforms like Instagram, with people trying to show off their looks or their wealth, these forums invert flexing, with people trying to one-up each other over how shitty their life is.
Yeah.
It's like when you try to tell somebody that you're tired, and they go, you only slept 5 hours. You think that's bad? Try being a 38-year-old diaper fur. They're posting their L's like it's a money spread. Don't even try to go in there claiming to be a real incel.
I've never touched pussy before, not even at birth. It's fucking over. I think I'm thinking pussy is a psyop by the government used to control and pacify men in this world, and it doesn't even actually exist. I've never actually seen or touched a pussy in my entire existence. Therefore, it doesn't exist. Correct. I was a C-section baby. Respect to that guy.
Unless you were born via C-section. Now, I'd be lying to say that these are not some of the funniest people on the internet. The best place to see their posts is on the subreddit r/kitchen cells.
Girlfriend left me because I'm autistic. Drop my meatballs. Fuck my stupid chud life. I'm Indian.
What the fuck?
I beat my shit to a girl using the reflection of her face in her dog's eye on Instagram. I'm allergic to tomatoes, so I made this punishment meal. Tomatonator.
What the fuck?
I drop my salad. I fail at everything I do. I'll never amount to anything. I'm a perverted incel freak with weirdly long toes. I'm a pathetic imitation of my father. Salad. I live next door to a dog grooming studio, and I like to pretend that they're talking to me when I hear "good boy," and you're doing so well.
Okay, but that food kind of looks bomb. So I thought they were supposed to look like shit. That looks like some kind of like tofu curry maybe with potatoes.
I'm a fat, greedy fuck and should be put down like a useless horse. Failed my fucking driver's test today. I'm 26 years old. I can't hold a job. I can't get laid. I can't even drive.
I don't deserve flavor.
I don't deserve flavors.
No!
Girls will stay with men who beat them. That means I'm worse than physical violence and abuse. Can of sardine rose. $20 male. Bought underwear from an OnlyFans.
I saw a short guy subreddit the other day, and wow, these pity holes are intriguing. I'm only slightly above average, and it blew my mind. Dude, the real fucking red pill is the faster you realize that all this shit is bad for you and that your mentality is what matters above anything else, the faster you can overcome these fucking trials and tribulations that you have set for yourself. I know I've spent years and years talking about this. And back in the day, in like the early, 2018, 2019, 2020 era, people would always come to me and be like, dude, you're just a fucking chat. You'll never understand it. It's like, no, dude, no, I promise you. I experienced a lot of growth. I experienced a lot of self-improvement. You can too. And one of the most consequential aspects of it is it's your fucking mentality. Bro, how is he saying this shit without laughing? Just multiple takes until he doesn't laugh during one? No, I mean, these are, I think a lot of these are just like satire. I don't think this is like serious. But it's literally confidence. What so many people fail to grasp is like being an alpha male. That's just being confident. That's what they're talking about. Being masculine. That's just being confident. That's what people are talking about. So many of the shit that these dudes, usually a lot of young men, are trying to fucking figure out is their deep-seated insecurities. That's what it is. If you're self-assured and if you have confidence, none of this stuff matters. And the only way you can develop that confidence is by setting goals for yourself and then achieving them. Stop, dog. You're just the most wrong you could ever be on an issue. I know. Shut the fuck up. This is the one take that's going to radicalize me against you. Buddy, if you think you're the first person who has said that to me over the long fucking course of my internet commentary career, especially considering the fucking website that we're on, you're out of your dang mind. Okay? I'm not saying confidence is easy. I'm not saying it's a choice. Wait, I love you. I'm famous, but I also stand by my opinion here. I know. Listen, I've talked about this before, and I haven't really talked about it in a while, so maybe it bears repeating. I used to be so fucking insecure, I couldn't wear sunglasses. I couldn't wear hats, okay? The level of social anxiety I used to have as a fucking teenager was to that degree because I thought if I wore a hat, everyone around would be like, look at this fucking asshole. Why are you wearing a hat? That they'd call me out, okay? I was scared to wear glasses, dude. That people would be like, why are you wearing a glass? Why are you wearing sunglasses? Who the fuck do you think you are? You think you're a celebrity? That's how fucking scared I was. Okay? Not wearing a hat prevented you from going prematurely bald. Fair. True. Saved on that front, I guess. But my point is, like, that was a legitimate, like, I'm not saying this to be like, oh, I overcame great odds by being able to wear hats. That's not the point. My point is, that's how fucking unbelievably insecure I was. Okay? That is how insane I was. That's how insanely I was riddled with social anxiety. And I promise you, what you see now before you as a guy who is relatively successful at the age of 34, who looks a certain way, that's not how I came out of the fucking womb as, okay? It took a long ass time. I was a fucking fat loser chud. And in many ways, I still carry a lot of that weight with me. No pun intended. Okay? But it's just like setting goals for myself and achieving those goals, whether it be body improvement, improving my mind, improving my daily habits, and focusing on trying to, be as healthy as possible. It goes a long fucking way. Many of you in this community have hopefully gone on that journey as well. Yes, I'm wearing a denim shirt. I had alcohol issues. It sucked. We all go through a different version of this. Brother, I've gone on the reverse journey. It sucks. Worst part is I'm too old to do it again. No, you're not. There's no such thing. I mean, I went through it during COVID. I went back to my fat chud ways. Maybe younger you was right about the hats, though. See, this is an achievement, okay? This is a profound achievement for me. I was able to fucking overcome great odds, and now I was wearing ugly-ass bowler hats and shit. But yeah, at the end of the day, of course, there's no such thing as it's too late. Okay? There's no such thing. You just got to start on that journey. Put one foot in front of the next and keep going. No matter what. Okay?
Model.
Now you dressing like Jamel Bowie. I'm not even wearing a fucking hat no more. Why are you saying I'm dressing like Jamel Bowie? And also, he dresses well, so I take that.
Put it on. Got an STI. Cheesecake. No cracks. Finance groceries with Klarna and have no way to pay it back. 427 credit score. Broke maxed Goysil. Dad
The
told me
Goyim
today
are
he's
not
come to
all right.
terms with the fact I'm gay, and he accepts me. I'm not gay, so I don't know why he said that. Fried pickles and garlic mayo. Type W in my mom's laptop, and the first search was what happens if both parents don't want their kid in the divorce. So I'm eating her whole lamb roast and rage jerking to her romance books.
Oh my God.
This isn't even a depression meal. My mom just made me literal chum. Me think me guan take me own life. Sushi Irie. My biology professor used me as an example of inferior genetics because I was short. I have a master's degree and I earn minimum wage. Chicken burger of absolute despair. Words cannot express my anguish at my own failures. There is a dopamine hit that you get by throwing a pity party for yourself. Like when I was in high school, I made a burner account and shared a screenshot from a breakup to some Facebook group that was like depressing text out of context. Just sharing shit to strangers that you could not waterboard out of me at this point in my life. I think it may have even been a poem. I don't remember. I just tried to erase it from my memory, drinking bottles of Robitussin like it was the Men in Black Flash. And even recently, my buddy just posted on Kitchen Cells, after he got stood up for a date that he made reservations for, he took a picture of himself eating oysters alone. There's something about owning your shame and humiliation where you just remove it from yourself like a tumor and put it in a display case to be able to compartmentalize it.
Funny, eh? You see something happen to you on camera? It's like it's not even happening to you. It's like it's happening to a different person. It's crazy.
Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver is really the first Kitchen Cells post. Somehow convinced a Stacy to go on a date with me. I take her to the theater close to my house, thinking we'd watch something romantic together. The face when the Foyd starts screaming at me that I'm disgusting for taking her to a porno theater. She doesn't like these type of movies. I didn't know she was a cinephile. Another day in my shitty chud life. Bowl of white bread, soaked in milk and brandy. These groups relish in their trauma and embarrassment, and instead of using these experiences as a spark to change, or at least contextualize it into something creative, they stay stuck in the muck. It becomes their whole identity, and if somebody tries to change, they pull each other down like crabs in a bucket, or gatekeep that these guys are just LARPing the sadness that they've all embraced.
Yep.
You can tell if a man is misogynistic by asking him one simple question. Is offering him any meal.
Foyd warning. How to tell if a man is misogynistic. True cell response incoming. Oh my god. Oh my god. Unfucking bearable, dude.
That has tofu in it.
If a Foyd asks me if I'll eat tofu, I am going to immediately hit her with my true cell rage. Hey buddy, I don't appreciate you LARPing, okay? You're saying the
So fucking tired of fake cells on the sub whose main problems are personality. I'm 5'3" and my cock is 2 inches long. A healthy and balanced meal. Vodka and salty peanut bear bells. Those go hard, by the way. Well, not together. What is a Foyd? A Foyd is a shortened version of femoid, which is a pejorative for female, which already is like a weird thing to refer to a woman as, but that's what it is. Incels used to just call women females. Then they started calling them femoids because it wasn't like it wasn't mean enough. It wasn't derogatory enough. And now they have shortened it to Foyd. It's funny. I think it's hilarious. I'm sorry. It's just very stupid. And you can't take it seriously. There's no way that you can look at something like that and be like, well, this is serious violence and misogyny. They do believe seriously violent misogynistic things, but that's kind of a hilarious way to approach the subject. It's so unbelievably pathetic that it is actually self-defeating. Anyway, there you go. Now, the more you know.
It's like you.
It reminds me of the goy brick, right? Like, it's like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, this is like violent, dangerous neo-Nazi ideology born out of these like internet servers and internet forums where people are anonymously sharing some of the most unhinged thoughts about how Jews control everything, right? But then the final outcome of that is a guy angrily taking a photo of their Delta economy free sugar cookie and then calling it the fucking goy brick, saying that back in the day, before the Jews decided to feed us goyim, the Biscoff cookies, we used to eat full 4-course meals on these planes. That's fucking hilarious. Yes, on the one hand, it's coming from a, deeply weird and often violent ideology, but it's fucking hilarious objectively. Bro, what the fuck are you saying? Also, it's objectively the funniest thing to complain about because, like, not the biggest Delta fan in general, but those Biscoff cookies are so fucking good. Oh my God.
Know them. You're acting like you are them. You're not them. Stop faking.
A woman willingly sat across from you instead of sprinting away in fear. Fake cell. She even spoke to him. What a fake cell. She looked him in the eye. That's basically sex, bro. It's all because he's a gay cell.
Thank you.
There are a lot of fake cells now. People talk about there being a MAGA cultural victory and a shift in the entertainment industry.
I did invent being a fake cell because I used to always say I'm Vols or I am an incel, as and that is like low key the invention of being a fake cell. I think it was like in 2017, 2018 when I started saying that. So I will take credit for that. And people would always say like, "Oh, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? You're actually Volcel." I was like, "Nah, I'm an incel, dude."
Not really. That kind of petered out. That Kid Rock halftime show
this
was
is the
most
break.
dusty, divorced ass shit I have ever seen in my life.
I just want to catch my fish, drive my fish, drink my fish.
That's not the future, no matter how hard they try. Incel culture is what's starting to permeate the mainstream. Kanye West is like a groundhog for culture. Whatever he's doing is going to be the mainstream 5 years later.
It is true.
In 2013...
I mean, Kanye West literally invented anti-Semitism. Like, I mean, I'm jokingly saying that. Obviously, anti-Semitism was very much around, but like, he was quite literally ahead of the game. I cannot believe it because we're on the other side of it now, but he was straight up there. He was literally there, bro. It is crazy.
Critics hated Yeezus. And then by 2018, that was the sound everybody was trying to copy.
Like at the 2016, at the time, I genuinely thought like, this is fucking ridiculous. Everyone's obviously gonna, you know, say this is ridiculous. Hopefully he gets some medical help or something. Nope. He straight up took Groyper culture to the next level, dude. He really did. He really did. And what's really interesting is in his most manic moments, he brought up Netanyahu every now and then. But literally at a peak of the anti-Semitism, he never once even talked shit about the nation state of Israel, which I find to be unfucking believable. Like at most, he said a couple things about Netanyahu. That was it. Once he actually moved into the, the full-blown, the Heil Hitler version of Kanye West, he never once said anything bad about Israel. He never said anything about Gaza, except for when he said, you can't actually psyop me into giving a fuck about a free Palestine. So he was literally anti-Palestinian while he was doing the Heil Hitler shit. I always found that so strange. I'm not like expecting him to be fucking pro-Palestine, but it's like, it is kind of wild that he didn't even like accidentally arrive at those positions at all. He just straight up was like, I don't like Jewish people. Israel is fine, actually. Israel's really cool. Jewish people I don't like, but Israel is awesome. He was the OG.
He put on the red hat, and MAGA stayed a cultural force until about 2021. In 2022, he linked up with Fuentes and was entirely on the 4chan troll culture wave. So it's going to be an incel winter until at least 2027. Open Instagram Reels and tell me that's not the zeitgeist right now.
Hi, welcome to Callie Groyper Piggyverse. Imagine you're a boomer. You think, well, I bought a house when I was 20. Decided to debate the most powerful
Taylor Lorenz liked
person in Gen Z, Piers Morgan, Nick Fuentes. Psh, psh, get back to work, Piers Morgan. Oh, psh, psh.
Mid-tier normie, high-tier normie. Clavicular's name, do you know what Clavicular's name means?
Is it like the bone or something?
So, because...
Oh, so it's really bad that he got frame mogged because that's like his name.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why it's brutal.
Yeah, and it's one of those... Yeah, because he got frame mogged.
Who's like the #1 gesture maxer, if you had to say, like at this company?
I'm slowly learning that being neurotypical and being a normal person, it doesn't fucking matter, because when I talk with this vernacular and I talk, say the words that I'm used to saying, which, by the way, is not like something intentional at all. It's just genuinely how I've...
Of course, you're well researched.
I've talked, because I was on forums for hours every single day. We'd say this lingo, so it's quite normal. And now...
It is kind of wild that Andrew Tate just gets to be an out and about rapist. And I say that because like he's literally unpunished, okay? And it's insane because like even after everybody knew he was a rapist, he still ended up raping more people, like conservative commentators like Lauren Southern, rapist sex trafficker. Sorry. Like, I always find that so strange that he just straight up, I mean, Conor McGregor was just on Jimmy Fallon. So I guess as a society, we've decided to not only look the other way when people are doing rapes, but instead just like highlight and cherish our most prized rapists. Since the president is one, since the Department of War, the Secretary of War is one, we as a society have decided like, no, rape is good, I guess. How did that happen? I don't know. Like, I know people will say this has always been a byproduct of patriarchy. I understand that, but I thought, perhaps foolishly, that there was like there was levels to this. You know what I mean? Like we are unironically living in a system now where people are just like encouraging it. Like we're celebrating it. It's not even like oh, you fucked up. Like that was bad of you to do. Wrong. Like people aren't even maintaining some sort of like social standard that like rape is a bad thing to do. It's now more so just like a celebrated, cherished event that some of the worst people engage in, and then everybody just kind of moves on from it. Very odd.
Everyone's adjusting to it, so there's no point of me trying to act like a fucking neurotypical loser. Because everyone's going to adjust to me. I don't have to adjust to them.
Well, that's it. That's right.
Even the fucking NFL is saying maxing.
Of course. Of course. You are the culture.
Netflix is saying fucking jester and all this shit. Yeah, I'll just do what I do until everyone is on my side of the aisle.
Your coworker in the office will be like, ugh, I am just fat-ass pilled. If I have another bite of this goy slop, I am going to rope Max. If Elliot Rodger could live to see the day, he would feel like a ghost that just became reanimated.
I don't know if you know, but he made a tweet condemning the false claim of 250,000 rapes by Pakistani males in the UK as an obvious rapist. Wait, which side did he take? Was he saying that the Pakistanis are the only ones that are doing the rape? As a rapist who has an active rape charge in the UK, who low-key technically benefited from the United Kingdom's awful track record at prosecuting rape, that's crazy. That's like Jeffrey Epstein saying, I hate pedophiles, okay? Another thing that happened by another rapist, ironically enough. From a bygone era, of course. If Jeffrey Epstein never killed himself, I swear to God, people would see him as like a fucking unbelievably important red pill lifestyle influencer by this point. And that's not even speculation. Nick Fuentes literally sold Jeffrey Epstein merchandise. Or, well, he didn't kill himself, but you know what I mean. I just fucking accidentally said that. But, like, if he hadn't been fucking murdered, right? That's the new meta in Eurotrash. The only rapists are migrants.
Just like, wait, you can see me. You speak my language. You're black-pilled too? There has been a total incel cultural appropriation. I can't stop talking like that. Like, I was talking to my wife the other day and offhandedly called somebody a wagey. She goes, a what? I go, you know, like a wagey, a wage cuck? She goes, you have a slur for employed people? I'd be like, no, that's not one of the ones that I made up. That's a thing that people say. And I know that implies I do have a list of slurs that I've made up, but shut up. You don't know what those Armenians did to me. Anyway, the point is that culture is created by people...
Yeah, you have a slur for employed people is such a funny bar, but it's true. It's crazy.
Affirming and amplifying the reality that people are experiencing around them. And that reality is not good for a lot of people anymore.
So I took out 2 loans to get here today. I don't even have money for a hotel. Slept
Give
in
him
my
a
car.
big hand, guys. Homeless dude.
Give him a big hand. He's fucking homeless.
Yes, I've slept in my car the past 2 nights, but I just wanted to show up. So my question is, how do you 10x your mindset to like break through that fear of just like getting to the next point?
If you adjust what has been the trend job creation over the past, let's say 6 months, if you adjust that for what we think, our staff thinks, is the overstatement due to overcounting, effectively there's 0 net job creation in the private sector.
10 to 15% of men aged 16 to 24 are NEETs. Not employed, educated, or in training. These are the guys you get matched up with on Rocket League after a long day of work, wanting to unwind, and then these sweaty motherfuckers that have been home all day honing the blade start diddling you with flip reset musty flicks on their Smurf account. They've lost all hope for the future and have chosen not to participate in regular society and have regulated themselves to parallel worlds. Even if you have a job, it's easy to feel like a NEET, with all the markers of adulthood and self-sufficiency being pushed back, with more and more people living at home or staying in squats with multiple roommates because of the housing market, pushing 30, reading passive-aggressive sticky notes on whose turn it was to do the dishes. People are delaying having children until they feel they're financially stable, which turns into a photo finish race on whether or not they'll have fertility issues by the time they're finally ready. Nobody even bothers saying children are the future anymore. John and Mary have been replaced by Claude and Grok. A lack of social third places that don't require you to spend half your day's pay are causing people to primarily socialize online. Instead of having some sort of social cohesion with different types of people in a community, you can be relegated to niche echo chambers online where people amplify the worst aspects of their personality. You fell into a career that you're not particularly proud of, with limited opportunities to advance. Meanwhile, you're given boomer words of wisdom that are about as applicable as somebody telling you to become a blacksmith or a milkman. Well, you just walk in, give them a firm handshake and look them in the eye, and then they'll give you a job sweeping floors. And if you stick around long enough without complaining, you could become CEO of the company.
That's how it works.
The only way to increase your salary is through job hopping and supplanting that through gig work. There's no pension or securities, and you always feel like you're on the bubble, that your job will be replaced by AI or eliminated due to downsizing after being acquired by private equity. For newer grads...
Bro, please tell me there's a way to get my mustache thicker like this guy's and yours. I'm so tired of having a wispy cuck stash, bro. Minoxidil. You can put it on your lips. Rogaine. Put me down, please. No. You wanted to be held up. You wanted to be put on the public square, and now everyone knows you got a wispy ass cuck stash, dude. But you can fix it. Just don't kiss pregnant women. I think if someone is saying they have a wispy ass cuck stash, I don't think they're going to be kissing anybody, okay? At least until they have a real caterpillar up there, okay? Hasan, I want you to give my mom a rug burn. Jesus Christ, dude.
Most of the entry-level jobs to get your foot in the door are being outsourced and automated, limiting upward mobility if you lack a nepotism connection. The middle class has been hollowed out. For the most part now, it's just going to be the rich and the working poor. So with any fantasy of...
Humiliated by a chat streamer in front of 22,000 people, spaghetti and meatballs.
working your way up the ladder gone, people are just in a holding pattern, biding their time and punching a clock until they can come up with their own grift or get-rich-quick scheme to escape. Selling Pokemon cards or feet pics or a kidney. I don't need both kidneys. Fuck, I'd trade an organ for a reliable car. Selling crap from Alibaba on your TikTok shop used to be the meta before tariffs patched that exploit. You can become a Section 8 landlord and take even more single-family homes off the market for young couples. You might be able to retire that way. Oh, you can organize a fake hate crime with your black friend. That way he can set up a GoFundMe, and then you set up a counter GoFundMe and say that you lost your job because of the woke.
Okay, low-key, though, the white guy would make so much more money. It's not even funny. So you'd have to literally divvy up the gains on that. Like, it's not even a joke. It literally is just the new meta. I mean, there was that one girl that went to the fucking trial. This is actually now sincerely the right-wing meta. Elijah Schaffer is like famously possibly gay, definitely had some sexual assault allegations, broke his family apart. He's like one of these fucking right-wing chuds that's like a neo-Nazi now. He literally picked a new like white girl to be his like new e-girl, and she became famous overnight because she went to the Carmelo Anthony trial, and outside of the Carmelo Anthony trial, she literally said the N-word with a hard R, and then said, you know, they're chimping out or whatever, okay? And she said it within earshot of black people, and they filmed it, and instantly after they filmed it, she became famous. That is how people try to become famous now. What I'm telling you is a real story. This is not fake. It's not made up. There are people out there monetizing white supremacy, and not like Ben Shapiro, like straight up, unvarnished, straight to the vein, chud maxing, chud the builder style. We are living in a horrible timeline, man.
The possibilities to make money in this country are limitless, unless you plan to do so by actually working or providing something of value to society. It's a smash and grab economy. That's why the jaded apathy is resonating so much with people. The normies are jokingly leaning into the culture, embracing how absurd it is the fact that everything is over. But the true cells deep in the trenches are desperate to escape. The malcontent found looks maxing as the cheat code to unlock all other cheat codes, and that by striving towards physical perfection, they can participate in a hyper-real version of normal society instead of being relegated to their alternative worlds. The question is, are they right? Speaking of not having any money, I also have a Patreon. I have been committing low-level fraud and breaking and entering to make these videos over the last year. This business owner doesn't know that I'm here right now. And half the videos on my channel have been demonetized. I'm fucked. Oh my god, I'm in so much fucking debt. What a horrible life decision. There's a reason other YouTubers don't put this much fucking effort in it. Anyway, that's not your problem. It's also a good deal for you, the listener, because you get access to an exclusive podcast. I've extended interviews with military veterans, a plumber talking about the world of OSHA violations, comedian friends, and an insider into the world of finance and tech startups. I also have solo podcasts, like the one where I recap the time I was interviewed by a public intellectual and media theorist, but it was the weekend after Charlie Kirk got shot, and that was the only thing I could talk about. So I derailed the whole show. I just started crashing out about Randy Fine. So that interview's never getting released. I don't know if that's the reason, or there were technical difficulties. They never followed up. But I hope to do the show again someday. I had a lot of fun. I'm a big fan. Shout out Douglas and Team Human. I also have another episode that will eventually get me disappeared by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So that's staying behind a paywall. They scare the fucking shit out of me. Anyway, so it's fun stuff like that. You also get access to the Discord server, so you can hang out in the group chat, share music or conspiracy theories, or just find people to play video games with. That's how I met the plumber that I interviewed. If money's tight right now, don't worry about it. You can support the channel by just liking and subscribing. Shit, if you want, you could even clip segments from the video essays on the main channel. Throw your own ads on them. I don't give a fuck. The only thing I'd copyright strike are the Patreon episodes, because I talk massive shit on there, and that's a secret. Anyway, back to the beautiful people. A case often cited by looksmaxers as the story that blackpilled them is that of Jeremy Meeks, a Crips-affiliated career criminal from Vacaville, California, who served time for identity theft, grand theft auto, assaulting a 16-year-old, forgery, and his last conviction was for being caught with an illegal firearm in 2014. What was different with his last arrest was that the Stockton Police Department posted his mugshot on Facebook, which then accumulated over 90,000 likes. Hashtags such as Prison Bay and the Blue-Eyed Bandit spread like wildfire, with women thirsting over him in the comments.
Vanessa Vieira writing, if this guy broke into my house, I'd make him forget why he broke in within 30 seconds. Laugh out loud. Lady Santiago, I'd got 50 shades on that man. Oh, God, yes.
Huh. And within 24 hours of getting locked up, I had hundreds and hundreds of letters coming through. Oh, no.
Yo, this kind of shit doesn't happen anymore. Like that is like that back in the day, even the internet was a little bit more united too. Like, cause this is like the early aughts of the internet era. Like, damn, Daniel, bro, you said Luigi, dog. I think there was a different reason for why Luigi was a mass publicized incident. Hello? Did you guys forget what allegedly happened? I'm talking about like random guy that gets booked and then his mugshot goes viral. Like the closest you can get to this is Hawktua. That's it. Luigi is a totally separate story. Like Ellen would have had Clavicular on and he'd only be viral for a week. Yeah, true. I guess that still does happen. That still does happen. Clavicular is one of those examples. Hawktua is another one. The Nixon 4 guy. My mayor Muslim, my bagel Jewish, he kind of ripped that off of Twitter and then he became like the guy, but he's not really like popping off.
It was wild though because I was getting too many letters to where I couldn't even read them all.
Did you know Luigi is a Patrick Bet David fan? Yes.
And so I'm passing them down the tier, and now everyone's going, hey, this chick just said, and it was just too much.
Me and Luigi share that.
Yeah.
I'm getting naked pictures, I'm getting money orders, all kind of money's being sent in. I'm still getting movie opportunities. While I was in the feds, I signed a deal with a management agency saying they're sending me books, The Artist's Way, the Yvonne Chubbett acting book, like they're sending me all kind of shit.
Meeks was sentenced to 27 months in prison instead of the recommended 63, with the judge saying she wants him to take advantage of the opportunities he's been given.
He can't go to prison. He's too pretty to go to prison.
During lockup, his wife managed his Instagram account, fielding brand sponsorships and contracts, only for him to leave her to pursue modeling after he was released.
Yeah.
And shortly thereafter, he entered a relationship with
a fucking billionaire.
Daughter of a UK billionaire.
I stepped fresh out of federal prison into the limelight. You know, Maseratis and camera crews took me to the halfway house. Getting legal money is amazing. It really is. It's not stressful, you know? You don't have to worry. Getting that legal bag, oh my gosh, it changed my life. And it's easy. It's easy to get money, you know?
He was jet-setting around the world, starring in movies and walking on runways, while the mother of a 15-year-old boy that was killed by Meeks' gang, protecting his girlfriend in a drive-by, had to see his face plastered across her television screen. His story showed that if people find you attractive, you can be forgiven or even exalted for doing the same thing that would cause the public to revile an unattractive person. So earlier this year, I went to Los Angeles to meet industry people because of the YouTube stuff. And I'm told when they were sent my videos, the first thing multiple people said was, he's got a good look, you know, he's quite unconventionally attractive. The fuck? I personally didn't know I was doing a goofy style, but all right, I guess I'll take it. We were watching the Beatles documentary, and then she's like, you know, I forget how ugly the Beatles were. I'm like, oh, that's crazy, because I look like all of the Beatles. But I bring that up to state the obvious, that Hollywood explicitly cares about looks. You can push through the other side too and be so weird looking that you become a commodity, but it's a reverse bell curve with the extremes on either end.
Excuse me? Yeah. You mean Emma Stone is the ugly and then Star Wars is the sexy, right? For a second, I thought he meant the other thing, which was slanderous, libel, defamation.
Being rewarded. If you're just kind of chopped and want to work in the film industry, you either got to hold the camera or get a master's degree from Harvard. It's like Chick-fil-A, women and gays in the front, and then they got the orcs working the deep fryer in the back. It's brutal, but that's what the audience wants. With Tinder and hookup apps being a lot of young people's first venture into the dating market, it makes sense that they would probably think that most people only care about looks. If you met each other in real life and hit it off, most people will overlook all that superficial shit if you vibe together. But when you're scrolling through a portfolio of potential life partners, you're placed into the mindset of a Hollywood casting director, and you're trying to cast the person that looks the part of your boyfriend or girlfriend before you get a chance to know the real them. Going back to the lack of affordable social spaces, it's hard to find an alternative. If you're lucky enough to meet a girl in school or through friends, it's a little less demoralizing. If you happen to be 5'10" instead of 6 foot, your friend is not going to filter you out from setting you up with her roommate. Someone's type is a lot more flexible when they get a chance to know the real you instead of just a collection of data points on a spreadsheet. But looks aren't completely irrelevant. Like if you have an active lifestyle, you probably want to find somebody that's in good shape so you could do the same hobby.
Also, like one of the things that I always am confused by is whenever people are like, oh, dude, it's just like, it's a failure. Like, it's a failure if you fucking look a certain way. You don't look hot. You're just never going to attract anybody. That's wrong. But then also on the opposing side, people will be like, looks are nothing. It's irrelevant. Like, of course it's not irrelevant. Like, you're not uncovering a deep hidden truth if you say being physically appealing to other people will give you benefits. Okay? Like, it's just another hurdle you must overcome if you're kind of chopped. It is what it is. Okay? That's it. It's just very funny when people should be like, oh, you know, people perceive you in a much kinder and much more positive way if you're physically attractive. If they perceive you as attractive, it's like, wow, You don't fucking say. What other secrets have you unlocked, genius?
Together. Like, caring about your physique can be cool. Those bodybuilders that I met on Venice Beach, they were cool as fuck. They weren't like douchebags or anything. They took time out of working out to help me do my stupid little YouTube video. And then they were super supportive. They're like, oh yeah, man, you should get into lifting. It's a lot of fun. It's like super rewarding. You know, just start out slow, get on a program. I was skinny when I started, so you could do it. You know, it's no problem. The thing that I think is troubling about looks maxers compared to bodybuilders is the underlying resentment and projection. Like, bodybuilders are just in it for the love of the game. They just want to be like Hulk and like lift heavy rocks. The looks maxers see everything as this weird psychosexual power fantasy where they're always jockeying for status.
What you do is you have to set up what's called vantage points. So you would take like something. I'm not gonna put it down. Case. So just say this is a regular book. Don't do it with a Quran. Vantage points. So you put a vantage point like here. So that way you take off the shoes and then you go, you like rest on it. And then you set up a next vantage point like right over here. And then you just make it to the bedroom. That way you're good. So that's the
Are you trolling on the vantage point or the
No, I'm being dead serious. A buddy, I learned that from a buddy.
So you're 6'2" doing this.
Well, yeah, bro. I mean, like, whatever takes mug.
You're trolling, right?
No, bro.
No, you're 6'2".
Yeah, but we should be 6'3".
I'm legally 6'3" on my ID.
So let's be 6'4".
I'm
Where's
good.
its copes? It's about excellency. Oh yeah, I'm doing good. I'm above average.
Floor is lava maxing. Or you could just be normal and be perfectly happy with being 6'2". That's also fine, you know? I often will look at shit like this and be like, how do people not understand the unbelievable insecurity oozing out of every orifice? I feel like I got different glasses on where I look at this and I can't see anything but that. It's just like beaming at me. And yet there are so many motherfuckers. There are so many people out there who actually look at this and they're like, nah, these guys are fucking, they're sick. They've cracked the code. I need to be like them.
It's like, that's still only the 93rd percentile.
I want a girl to like me for my personality.
I've never heard anything so.
Don't you also have some form of body dysmorphia famously? I do. I've spent too much time in the gym not to have it. But the difference is I don't let it fucking dictate my life. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Like, yeah, look, everyone has some level of insecurity. It's normal, right? It's what you allow that insecurity to do to you that matters the most.
Okay, before.
You should get jacked for yourself, not as revenge to spite humanity. For example, Clavicular is currently doing a month-long, 24-hour-a-day live stream. I tuned in, I watched an entire day in the life of Clav, hanging out with DJ academics. After an interview, they both went out on a party boat in South Florida together. To go off on a tangent for a second, you need to watch the public humiliation ritual of DJ academics at sea.
Yo, I'm on an 89 tab, like kind of gooning. I'm looking for some shit. I get in the 90th. Y'all ended up kind of whacking into some crackhead porn. Now,
you ever smoke crack?
No, I don't even smoke at all. You smoke crack? No, you did.
I did once.
Why would you do that?
Hey, bro, don't ask me about a lot of things I did.
But why crack though?
Were
you with people?
I used to hang around. Yeah, I used to hang around a lot of black people.
So you were no, let's not. No.
Wait,
Clav
what?
goes to the bathroom in academics.
Okay, to be fair, DJ Academics doesn't perceive that kind of white supremacist, not so subtle white supremacist sentiment as anything that is out of pocket.
Presses the live chat.
Yo, hold on. Am I free mogging him right now?
He's hit with fat mogging, fat maxing. One guy just started chanting slave boat for the next hour. While he's getting cyberbullied by children for clout, his pitch to 20-year-old Braden is, I'm gonna wingman for you.
Then once you get her, I got the pick of the litter for the friend. I'll get the baddest friend. Then we trickle down the economics. I get the second baddest, and then we throw the other baddest to the rest of the squad.
Scrap maxing, scrounge pilled. He's a year older than Jesus Christ for reference. He starts scaring the hoes at unprecedented levels.
I can't believe I'm the same age as DJ Academics. That's so crazy. Oh my God. He should have been bookmaxing.
I don't know. I guess I'm good at that.
That's my best friend. I knew him since third grade.
Help me out, bro.
Third grade.
That's fire.
It's my best friend. Don't play with him. My man.
Academic starts where my hug at maxing so hard, he makes Clavicular hit a gym from the office. The live chat was the most interesting part of the situation. There were people just trolling and making jokes, but then some guys in there felt like we're engaging in some sort of fetish roleplay fantasy. They're saying things like, we gotta fuck that one. Stop talking to that slag, the mother of your children is standing right there.
Come inside of her now, stop wasting our time. Come inside and become a father / come inside her now, stop wasting our time. What the fuck? This can't be real. Oh, really? You think someone saying that in the Clavicular kick stream chat is far-fetched? Really? Some of y'all spent too much time in here and nowhere else on the internet, it seems.
9 o'clock. They were trying to pilot him like some cuckold avatar.
Cream pie Poland.
If the conversation went on too long, they would yell,
Kill her?
Kill me. Do you just want to throw me off the edge?
Kind of.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Why
kind
are
of.
you saying do it?
Well, you would survive. Yeah, it'd be a clip.
We gotta consider Grace off.
Yeah.
She didn't help us.
I don't know if I would survive in this. How?
Can't swim?
At the drop of...
Is it still funny? No, that went dark. I mean, it comes from the same place, ironically enough. But that went hella dark and disturbing. But also, it's like, God, I'm not blaming the woman in this. Okay, I'm not. But also, I am a little bit, where it's like, why do you put yourself through that just to get a fucking crumb of clout? Like, what the fuck? Like, obviously, 99% of the blame is on, Clavicular, the community he's created. But also, that is genuinely something that I will never understand, where like people just have no like self-respect, where they'll just be like, nah, damn, they've never chatted in here.
Dime, he would start berating and insulting the women if they showed any reluctance to have sex with him.
I mean, like, I'm not trying to be friends with you. Like, I'm trying to have sex with you. Yeah, I fucking hate this line, of course.
This is where the chat became most alive.
Bro, is this why Gen Z ain't fucking? Is that what it is? Because that's how they communicate with one another. They're like, I'm just trying to fuck you right now. I'm just gonna get a fucky on. That's right. It didn't work. Wow. That's a fail, Riz. Like, is that what's going on? I'm old. I'm old man yells at cloud. I'm old man yells at cloud. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. What the fuck is this cursed behavior? I mean, first of all, none of this shit should be filmed. There's no way. There's no way that you can make like Riz work well on camera. It's supposed to be an intimate moment. Okay. It's supposed to be a fucking intimate moment that no one should ever see. It's the same with like sexting. It's just never going to, when it leaves the target audience, the intended audience, which is the other person, it will never be reflected on positively. Okay. That's why he's trolling for bitches. Dude, please never write that again.
Yo, what the fuck is up with your fat ass bitch? Don't push you on fucking dead.
Disrespecting women is so manly and strong. We woo. Disrespecting women is so manly and strong. I mean, that one's sarcastic.
Instead of Alec Manessian running over sorority girls with a van for their sin of desiring chads, Clav has become what they craved and used that to humiliate them for their hubris. You want a 6-foot-tall millionaire with a chiseled jaw? Okay, bitch, well this is how guys like me treat girls like you. He makes it clear he's aware that's what he's doing too.
I would never say that to a nice girl with who comes from a good family. I would never disrespect her like that, but a girl who's a porn star, or I already know is a hoe, it's like that's the kind of thing that they're looking for anyway.
Do you feel
so
like
there's a huge difference in the way that I talk to these OnlyFans girls and the way that I talk to a girl I know comes from a good family. Is
why is there no like reverse Clavicular? Like a guy who's just being kind to people. Oh God, I'm so lame. I'm literally my parents. I've become this is such a dad thing to say. And I just fucking blurted it out. And I didn't even realize when I was blurting it out, I didn't even realize I was being lame as fuck. I'm unk. I'm fucking unk, man. I'm straight up unk.
In school, you know, she's a good person. So there's really a difference there.
Now, a lot of these girls are extremely rude and annoying, to be clear.
He's not my boyfriend. He broke up. He's not our influencer, but...
Oh, is it?
His name is Benny. He's like known for saying like the N-word.
But he doesn't seem to grasp that he's just the male version of the worst woman on earth. In one clip, he's genuinely distraught seeing a man getting humiliated by a dominatrix.
Get out, come on. What the fuck? Get the fuck up, dude. What the fuck?
Being sincerely offended at the plight of a fellow man. Oh, that's so funny.
What the fuck are you? You're just trying to embarrass this poor dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? No, you're trying to embarrass this guy, and it's disgusting what you're doing.
Oh my God, he got so autistic. Oh my God. Oh my God, he got so autistic. That's so funny. There's that one clip of him seeing penguins and then going, oh, penguins. That and this moment now are etched into the back of my fucking mind as like peak autism moments. Okay, when he got like super sincere about defending men's rights. Let the cuck go along with his fetish, dude. Captain Sable, bro.
You're taking advantage of him, right? Because men are down bad. No. Men are down bad, and you know that, and you're trying to take advantage of them.
This guy could be reverse Clav.
But then he brings his 18-year-old girlfriend on Fresh and Fit and attacks her for not cooking and cleaning enough while he tries to fuck other girls in front of her.
All right, Lily, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ohio. Originally.
To be honest, I'd rather ask Clav these questions. I don't like to talk to women if their boyfriend's in a room. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but like I look at it like, you know, the man is the owner, so it's like we talk to the man.
He's in charge.
We don't care to really talk to the woman if the man's in the room.
Sick. Yeah.
Very respectful.
Sick, dude. That's fucking alpha, dude. That's so fucking sick. I love being like this. It's performative misogyny. Like, I genuinely look. Do I think that the Fresh and Fit guys are violently misogynistic? Absolutely. Do I think that they are hamming it up as a performance? Yes. I'm telling you, like, there is, you know how there's America A, America B? There's the Internet B. Okay? And on Internet B, this behavior is like the beacon of masculinity. It's like championed as though you're vice signaling. You're vice signaling, and a lot of fucking insecure losers on the internet sit around and watch this shit and go, yo, this guy's fucking dominating women in the ways that I wish I could, you know? He's doing it for us. And these guys don't even realize, like, oh, we're owning the women. We went from owning the libs to owning women in general. And they don't realize that they become unbelievably repulsive individuals in the process.
Yeah, dude, that's just kind of how it is, man. I think women are to be seen and not be heard, to be honest with you. So she's 18 in Ohio. What does she do?
Yeah.
She works for you, basically.
Nothing. The fact that you sleep until 3 in the afternoon. You don't iron my clothes. It's like, I've had fucking frozen waffles, every single meal for the past, month basically, and I haven't had a single hot plate of food made for me. When I sent you out,
that's not
yeah,
true.
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
You do get food
unbelievable.
made from me. I know there's things that need to be done, but I want to make it very clear that I love him to death. I would do literally anything for him.
Nobody's down in that. You just need to be more useful.
I would go to the ends of the earth to do whatever he needs. But
okay, just go to the ends of a microwave, heat up some waffles, properly, and then it'll be good, bro. Go to the ends of the kitchen, heat up the food.
I just want to say, but I just started a relationship like this. I've never been in a relationship where I didn't have to work and that I had to just stay home and do all the house duties and things like that. I'm 18 years old. Like my
You're an
mom
adult.
has
That
always
explains it.
done. My mom has
That
always done
explains
everything
it.
for me. Like I'm learning.
Okay.
I'm learning, and I don't really think I'm doing too bad.
No, okay. Listen, like I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but you know when the chores aren't done, when
They
my
are.
laundry isn't, my
They
bed isn't
are.
made.
It is.
It's just like I lose.
Stop interrupting him when he speaks, please.
I lose attraction. It's like I can't even get my dick hard to fuck you. Like that's so disrespectful. So disrespectful.
Yeah, you can't get your dick hard because you've abused steroids at such an early age that you're infertile. Like, that's probably got something to do with it.
You're being disrespectful
No, it's
right
like-
now.
That was pretty But it is. rude.
You're
Everything
like
is
being
done.
actually disgusting right now.
No,
it's not
no,
even
it's crazy.
disrespectful. You're being nasty
It's
and
crazy.
gross.
It's crazy. It's actually
Everything
crazy.
is done. That house doesn't have a speck on it.
No,
Also, you're a gay man.
just berating
I'd
her.
probably all-
let her be.
I mean, he is also a gay man. I think that probably has that probably plays a role in it.
One of the girlfriends, but have another one that like does chores and shit.
You know in your heart that you want to go out with me, you want to ditch your boyfriend, and you would go on the date. You're just being performative for the podcast. I know women.
I don't do that in front of your girlfriend. I would never want to go out with a guy like you that treats his. This is your she's a beautiful
Like, you're
woman.
beautiful,
Like,
bro.
what?
I'm talking about, yo, this is what I mean. When I say, literally, I talk about this in my book. Why I'm deserved less.
Men are pussies, dude. Holy
I
shit.
probably trust
Amazon
You guys
bestseller.
keep as a.
Hold on. Shut up for 2 seconds. Literally, I talk about this shit in my book, chat.
At the end of the night, he goes back to his condo and watches clips of himself from the evening, while he makes the girl he brought home watch him lose money during his contractually obligated gambling session on stake. The verticality of his business model is he then offers a course to teach boys how to live this type of life through his beauty routine for $50 a month. Premium subscribers can submit videos of themselves for him to analyze and recommend different routines or surgeries to optimize their facial harmony score.
What can I help you with?
When I see shit like this popping off on the internet, I do realize why I have so many fucking haters, though, because everything is geared towards creating and monetizing deep pits of despair. Like, of course, all these motherfuckers hate me. Like, everything I tell you in my community and those who like encounter my content is to do the exact opposite of this shit and like run away from this stuff to the best of your ability. I don't sell you nothing. I tell you, not to fall for fucking scams. And then I think like there's a level of anger that some of these other people have, even if they're not like even if they don't give a shit about what I'm doing or my politics or whatever, but they're like, well, I wanted to do a fucking gambling sponsorship. Why the fuck are you talking shit about gambling sponsorships? Fuck you. You know?
You want to start looks maxing? Okay. Well, I would say that the best place to start would be with some sort of dental work, right? You've got a little, I can't really see from this far away, but if you want to show me a little bit closer, we're either looking at some sort of dental gap between your front teeth or a missing tooth. So you're going to have to tell me which it is. Which is it? The first? Is it a missing tooth? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. I appreciate you tuning in. So thanks, man. Hopefully you get that situated, and keep up with the looks maxing, my guy.
He's clarified he doesn't recommend some of his more extreme procedures.
I always speak out against recreational drugs. I say, hey guys, don't do stimulants, don't do fucking this, don't do that. But I do it. So it's like, yeah, in a way I'm promoting it, but I'm in any unironic context, I'm speaking out against it. So it's kind of difficult, but like I really just don't want the responsibility.
It's not that different from a consultation with a normal personal trainer. It just has an extreme marketing campaign.
In the morning, if my jaw looks a little weak, I'll bone smash to strengthen it. My ratios are nearly golden now. Testosterone for muscle growth. Disoxin as for appetite suppression. Glutathione for health maxing.
What?
Peptides for anti-aging and collagen production. Melanotan 2 for healthy glow. IGF-1, HGH, retatrutide for leanness. Your task.
Don't us boys all do this? Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm doing all the maxing. I'm maxing and relaxing.
Dried in minoxidil for hair maintenance. When it comes to ascension, if you're not looks maxing, you're not life maxing. And if you're not life maxing, you're nothing.
I think a lot of the doomerism stems from a growing number of people.
How are you doing? Muscle growth on appetite suppressants? He's doing steroids. He's cycling. He actually got off his cycle and literally shrunk. I don't know if you guys saw. Desoxin is a medically prescribed methamphetamine, by the way, law. It's for people whose ADHD is so bad that even Adderall doesn't work. Keg W, not flaming. Those who genuinely do need it medically, though. Me, a trans man, realizing that transitioning is just looks maxing. No, I've said this already. Clavicular is male to male trans, like straight up. It's gender affirming, a lot of the stuff that he's doing, but it's like, you know, beyond what you would probably perceive as like normal levels of gender affirming care. Desoxin is way stronger than Addy, much more addictive, faster, activating.
Not engaging with fiction anymore. I'm seeing more and more people saying.
Yeah, and now he's the first male to male. He was the first male to male transitioner, and now he's the first male to male detransitioner. Actually, literally, he's doing. I mean, he's still doing like surgery and stuff, but he's like gotten off some of the hormone therapy, and now he just looks so tiny.
They don't watch movies, television, or even listen to music.
For any of the pop culture references, we are
you don't know
20 years
shows.
apart. No.
You don't know any shows or movies?
Not like anything before like 2015.
So like Transformers like 4?
No.
No.
I think that's...
What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh, that's a tough
Or it's
one.
Jester. Movies are Jester?
Movies are kind of Jester.
This guy, Titanic. Have you seen it?
No.
Haven't seen it at all.
Wasn't that before I was born? Was it not?
Well, it sank before you were born. Yeah.
No, but the movie is it?
God, yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay. So like, what?
Fucking
Do I go back?
Transformers 3? What do you want me to say? I'm trying to go through like the big famous movies.
Yeah.
You never had any interest in like understanding.
They're
what...
just a waste of time. Bro, before I was 18, I didn't even listen to music because I was like, this is a waste of time. I should watch more YouTube. If you want to make great YouTube videos, you just watch YouTube.
You gotta be a little retarded.
So like a 2-hour movie, you can watch like.
I'm so fortunate, dude. Like actually, because in some ways I do something not dissimilar to these guys, to both Mr. Beast and Clavicular, but my autism did not lead me down the path where I want to like min-max and looks max or algo max like Mr. Beast is doing. And instead, I've decided to go on a journey of socialism maxing, which actually does force me to go outside, be normal, be around other people, interact with them. And it forces me to, you know, work on things that I think are truly beneficial for others and not just simply beneficial for my YouTube channel or my immediate perception.
Like 20 YouTube videos, and you get exponentially smarter doing that, you know?
Forget books. Those are obviously out for those guys. But they're forgoing literally any form of narrative fiction or storytelling. They'll just play competitive video games like League of Legends or Counter-Strike to occupy their body, while streamers and podcasts occupy their mind. It makes sense people would embrace superficiality if that's how they're interfacing with society. People are more informed than ever about how things are, but aren't very interested in how things could or should be. People used to watch shows like Malcolm in the Middle that would showcase the lives of lower middle-class families, and while it was over the top and hilarious, it would teach life lessons. Not by being self-righteous and preachy with pious characters always doing the right thing. It was the exact opposite. They would make the wrong decision constantly, and the show would explore the ramifications of that. If they pulled off some immoral scheme to get what they want, they would have to live with the consequences of all the people they hurt and betrayed. Usually with the realization that what they wanted ultimately doesn't make them happy, and it wasn't worth how it made the people around them feel. It would pose questions such as, how should you treat your friends? Why is it bad to cheat? When should you be honest with your parents? Outside of fiction, if somebody starts talking about morality, they'll be hit with gay. These things don't register from somebody lecturing you about it with finger wagging and statistics. They need to tell a story so you could put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Especially for boys who don't really develop empathy until they do mushrooms or reach their mid-20s. Like, your teacher could tell you not to make fun of the slow kid all they want. We even had to have an assembly one time in elementary school with everybody except for Kevin, because people were going up to him and lying that there was going to be a fire drill, and he would freak out and throw his desk at the window to try to break it and escape. And it was like ding-dong ditching, where people would dare each other.
Do you wear glasses or are they performative? Yeah, no, I wear glasses performatively. Yeah, I can see. I have perfect vision. I just chose to vision cuck myself. I'm glass maxing.
To whisper it to him just to see him get wound up. It still didn't get through to everybody after the assembly to cut it out. But then we would read Flowers for Algernon in class, and they would spend hours reading journal entries from the perspective of somebody with special needs getting picked on. And it would break their heart for it to really sink in what they were doing to this guy and how he had processed that noise differently than everybody else and how overstimulating it was. And it had this all-encompassing fear take over in him. Fiction takes you outside of yourself. And if that's entirely missing from your life, I think things can start to veer towards sociopathy.
You said something that I love and I never hear other entrepreneurs talk about, but I think it's super important, that you don't have any levels of introspection.
Yes, zero, as little as possible.
Why?
Oh my God. Well, Mark Andreessen, Tech Ghoul, is obviously egg maxing. He's also villain maxing.
Move forward.
I just will never understand how someone's head could be formed this way.
Go. Yeah, I don't know. I found people who dwell on the past get stuck in the past. It's a real problem, and it's a problem at work, and it's a problem at home. And you probably know, if you go back before 100 years ago, it never would have occurred.
I didn't know you would see that. I can, because I'm wearing glasses.
I mean, just all of the modern conceptions around introspection and therapy and all the things that kind of result from that are, kind of manufactured in the 1910s, 1920s.
Say more about that.
Great men of history didn't sit around doing this stuff at any prior point, right? It's all a new construct. In the 1910s, 1920s, Freud and all that entire movement, and kind of turned all that inward and basically said, okay, now we need to basically second guess the individual. We need to criticize the individual. The individual needs to self-criticize, right? The individual needs to feel guilt, needs to look backwards, needs to, dwell on the past. It never resonated with me.
They're not seeing American culture mediated through the optimism of somebody like Norman Lear, who would critique the problems in society and parody the culture, while also offering prescriptive solutions, which is to love your family and friends and try to operate honestly as a citizen in a dishonest world. The younger generation are starting to see society for what it is, rather than the mythology and idealism cultivated through art. The objective rationality of a weaponized autist embodied a parody that created a hyper-real mirror of society. When laid threadbare, their diagnosis of the culture is accurate. The good guy is rarely rewarded for their virtue. There's no justice. It just comes down to raw power.
Everybody at some point is blue-pilled, or what I like to call it, Disney pill. Now, why do I call it the Disney pill? Prince that falls in love with this maid, or this girl that's extremely sweet, and there's butterflies in the air, and she falls in love with him despite him being
Bro,
homeless.
I swear this guy was like not as insane back in the day. Because I would see his clips every now and then, and I always thought it was like kind of strange that he was like so obsessed with the way people look and stuff. But I'm not joking when I say I think his starting point was more so about like self-improvement. And then it just completely fucking took this insane turn. And now he's just like this red pill fucking weirdo guy. Every single one of these guys turns into this demon.
But because of their kind-heartedness, they're given, a chance at romance and a beautiful life with a significant other. It doesn't matter what you look like, how tall you are, or anything about you, as long as you're a kind-hearted person, you've got a great shot at life. But sadly, that's not the case. The world just doesn't work that way. And then your little scrawny body starts to flare about on the internet. And you start to question reality. You start to question...
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, that's how you find out about the real world. I mean, that's a big revelation right there. You start encountering the real world on the internet. Yeah, well, now we know why he is the way he is.
Yourself, the blue pill is just hope. It's cope. It's not real. It's the red pill. You start seeing red because you realize society doesn't work like blue pill wants it to. And as a result, you stumble on red pill content. So when you take the red pill, what's happening is you're simply waking up from this simulation. You're accepting that the world isn't equal. You're breaking away from this mainstream blue pill narrative, and you're accepting that, hey, other factors do matter. The whole idea and concept is that a man
How come nobody told him not to just wear the vest? You can't be raw dogging the vest, man. You gotta put the suit jacket on. Because if you're just raw dogging the vest without the suit jacket, you just kind of look like a host of a restaurant, you know?
Built.
I'm suit maxing, so this is the type of shit that I care about nowadays. You know what I mean?
He has to earn his value. It also introduces the idea of hypergamy. And the idea of hypergamy is that Chad plays with 90% of girls while the 10% are passed around with the guys that are below Chad. Despite doing all these things, you're not leveling up. For some reason, some odd reason, you're not leveling up. And you feel like life has kind of hit you with a wall, despite you having all these things that these red pillars are talking about, the money, the status, all these little things. And for some reason, your life still doesn't reflect that of a Chad, that top 10%. And another breach happens in that bubble. And you're curious again, like that monkey, Curious George, and you reach your hand out into the void. Enter.
The black pill is this. It's a fatalistic acceptance that certain hierarchies are biological, immutable, and rigged against you from birth, and that your value as a man, especially your romantic and social value, is largely determined by factors outside of your control. Your height, your bone structure, your genetic lottery ticket. And once you see the world through that lens, once you accept this framing as truth, everything else starts to feel like coke.
You're saying that humans need fantasies to make life bearable?
No. Humans need fantasy to be human. To be the place where the falling angel meets the rising ape.
With tooth fairies, hogfathers.
Yes, that's practice. You have to start out learning to believe the little lies.
So we can believe the big ones?
Yes, justice, mercy, duty, that sort of thing.
They're not the same at all.
You think so? Then take the universe and grind it down to the finest powder and sieve it through the finest sieve, and then show me one atom of justice, one molecule of mercy. And yet, you try to act as if there is some ideal order in the world, as if there is some rightness in the universe by which it may be judged.
But people have got to believe that. What's the point?
You need to believe in things that aren't true. How else can they become?
I don't know what pill this is, but the black pill or the red pill is equally as made up as the optimistic Pixar story blue pill. Your belief in it is the pillar that supports it. The Constitution only exists because millions of people agree on its legitimacy. You don't actually have rights granted to you by God. Did God change his mind on Hawaiians in 1959? Your rights are granted to you by your neighbors, who believe with every fiber of your being
That's what
that
happened.
there's certain
And also, God gave me the right to have a gun, and also to be able to say whatever I want without repercussions, except for speaking out against the nation state of Israel. That God didn't allow me to have that right. So there are limitations of the First Amendment. Just don't offend the sensibilities of people who love the nation state of Israel, my emotional support apartheid state. But other than that, you're good.
Ways that people aren't allowed to be treated, and they'll die for that fiction, in theory. It's equally important to believe in things like love and romanticism, and your determination to love other people is what perpetuates that as a concept in society. Oh, that's just cope. Yeah, everything is cope until it happens. The gravity cells thought going to the moon was cope. My father-in-law has been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan, so that's, allegedly. But still, fucking inventing penicillin, mogged the germ cells. You have to cope if you want anything to change. So be delusional. Short cells. Inshallah, you will get some pussy from a nice girl. I believe in you. Oh, the world doesn't work the way you think it does. Yeah, maybe for some people and maybe for now, but reality is an agreed upon delusion. If you acquiesce that the world is a terrible place and you just need to get yours by any means necessary, you're just turning yourself into one of the pillars that supports the society that you despise. You get cheated on once and decide all women
He's
are
Hasanabi
whores,
head, yes.
and treat every girl going forward as
What do you mean, bro? Might be Hasanabi head. He is. He literally said you get writing credit in the comments. We've watched his videos before on the broadcast, and he's done the same thing where he wrote a comment.
Disposable, even though they did nothing to you, and you just continue that cycle of cruelty. If you're jaded and bitter after being rejected for trying to show love, You need to persist in spite of that and be the change that you want to see.
Do not cast judgment on me, my friend.
I love this video.
How are you?
For my heart bleeds on this morn. My lady, she has left me.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Heed my warning, friend. Do not get lost in the gardens of love. For the roses bloom bright, but their thorns cut deep.
Well, how come you won't get another lady?
I already have my friend. And she is not so quick to abandon me.
Oh, well, I mean, we could always have other fun ways to make you feel better, you know?
Yeah, like what?
I love singing karaoke, like, High School Musical.
Are you a good singer?
Maybe.
He broke character.
Yeah, I like to sing a lot.
Do you want to sing some karaoke?
I'm not doing much of anything. I could let's go sing.
Okay. Well, let me see what time it is.
Okay.
This makes me feel fucking, I'm so corny. I'm so corny, I'm so cheesy, but it makes me feel good. I don't even care if it's fake.
Do you have any advice for someone who also has a bit of an unrequited love theme in their life?
The one who's
Oh my God, is this hope maxing? Is this hope maxing? I believe it's real. I believe it's real. I don't give a shit, okay? It's hope maxing. See, that's like the reverse pill of whatever the fuck these dumbasses on the internet are selling you, that everything sucks, that human beings are supposed to be vicious to one another. Anonymity on the internet breeds this kind of resentment. There's constant envy. There's constant hatred all around you. There's so much negativity that if you spend a good deal of time on the internet, you forget that like human beings are very kind to one another in the real world. Okay? We got to get hope pilled. The white pill is Jester, bro. Well, fuck it. Then Jester Max. Okay? Because guess what? The Jester is the happiest of them all.
Wins.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you get your heart broken. You're living. When you're feeling, you're alive. The sun doesn't care whether the grass appreciates its rays, right? It just keeps on shining. That's you.
That's actually, I'm gonna get that tattooed on my forehead, I think. I love you.
I love you too.
The looks maxers are a Greek tragedy. Their entire life has been flattened to quantitative indicators instead of qualitative. The hyper-capitalist framing of life has reduced basic human experiences like love, friendship, and self-worth to be nothing more than variables in an equation. What the looks maxers have done is inverted Buddhism to become something of shadow monks. Instead of denouncing worldly possessions and relinquishing their ego to free themselves from the shackles of earthly desires, they've come to the conclusion that there's nothing but worldly possessions and the cultivation of the ego. They're aiming for an unreachable goal. There's always a bigger mogger out there. They're trying to get as close to godliness or Ziz or Matt Bomer as possible, but they'll never reach it. They find fulfillment in the pursuit, at least for now. Like wishing on a monkey's paw, all of Clavicular's wildest fantasies have come true, and he's living the life he's always thought he deserved. This is the life.
I'm not a character. I'm not a well-developed character. This is a fucking horror story, right? I wish that I wasn't a fucking autist doing this rant right now. I wish I was walking around the dining hall like a normal kid, like a normal motherfucker, hanging out with my buddies in college, right? Even if it's cope, even if college is the dumbest fucking thing known to man, I wish I had that experience, and you guys took that away from me. So this is what you get. This is not character development. This is a horror story.
Clavicular seems super unhappy all the time. Yes, dude, because he is literally trapped in a nightmare of his own creation, destined to be lonely all the time, surrounded by so many people. It's no way to live.
Manipulated me. I keep falling for it. Can't do this.
Wait, isn't he crying like this because his burger had a slice of cheese in it or something?
Can't do this. So.
Yeah, I live with my grandma. Yeah, I miss living with my grandma. I like hanging out with my grandma more than I like hanging out with anyone these days, to be honest with you. I'd rather go back to that.
It's been out for 20 hours straight.
Dad, I'm trying to make money.
Who cares about money? I don't give a thing money.
I care about money.
Alright, well, if you don't make it, I'm just gonna spend it. Just concerned about you, that's all.
No, man, you're not concerned about me. You're threatening me.
I'm not gonna sit here and fucking complain about it any more than I am right now, right? So that experience got taken away from me by you guys, right? That experience I will never get to live the normal life of a normal kid. So I'm gonna try to mog. I'm gonna try to basically do whatever the fuck it takes to mog.
When did you last take blues?
Yeah, he OD'd on camera here. It was crazy.
You want natty? You want natty?
It's so crazy because the dude's first reaction is, do you want an Addy?
You want an addy?
Rescue 16 trying to respond. 20-year-old male overdose. Rescue 16 trying to respond. 20-year-old male overdose.
This is what it was all for. As long as people keep watching and he keeps gambling on stake, Ed Craven will keep signing his checks until he's in jail or overdoses again. He's still only 20, so now that he's reached the mountaintop, once he has time to stop and take a deep breath, he might have a clearer view of what's really important in life.
Did you ever think that maybe there's more to life than being really, really, really ridiculously good looking?
Do you know what you used to be?
No, Alec, what did I used to be?
Nice. You used to be nice. Didn't you not? And now, do you know what you are? Not nice.
Oh, well. I suppose niceness doesn't last then, does it, Porrick? Well, I tell you something that does last.
What?
And don't say something stupid like mogging. Mogging lasts.
Knew it!
And fame lasts. And money lasts.
So does niceness.
Do you know who we remember for how nice they was in the
21st century?
Who?
Absolutely no one.
Yet we all remember Tamagas of the time. Everyone to a man knows Clavicular's name.
I don't, so there goes that theory. And anyway, we're talking about niceness. Not what's his name. And my mommy, she was nice. I remember her. And my daddy, he was nice. I remember him. And my sister, she's nice. I'll remember her forever. I'll remember her.
And who else will?
Who else will what?
Remember Siobhan and your niceness. No one will. In 50 years' time, no one will remember any of us.
Yet the mogging of a man that lived 2 centuries ago.
Yet, she says like he's English.
Oh, I don't give a feck about clavicular. No, androgenic.
Or any of them funny name feckers. I'm Porrick Suluan. And I'm nice. So you'd rather be friends with this fella, would you? Fella who beats his own son black and blue every night that he's not fiddling with him. I never told him that, Daddy. He's just drunk now. You used to be nice. Or did you never used to be? Oh, God. Maybe you never used to be.
All right. Are you an anti-Semite? Anyway, that's a good note to end it on. I will show you these last 48 seconds of what it feels like to be clavicular real quick. Clavicular got upset and had to leave after being called gay for getting plastic surgery.
He knows nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
He said he wanna look like a bad bitch. He wanna look like a bad bitch.
What do you think about plastic surgery?
You nose fishing.
Gay?
For sure.
Well, if it gets you more girls, how's it get?
Because a grown man should be worried about, should not get any surgery towards anything in his body.
What should a grown man be worried about?
How do you accept it takes time to get better?
Have your child, she's gonna think
I've lived it. That's it.
their nose is gonna be like that, and it's not. Catfish, you catfishing, bitch. Nose fishing.
There's going to be no child to begin with if your nose looks too wide, you know what I mean? So it's like you have to look max in order to
That's
find
not
a
true.
partner. Yes.
I'm pretty sure you have bitches when you got a wide nose.
I have bitches because I'm famous as fuck and I have everything else.
So what was the point of getting a nose
then?
then?
So now I'm like even better.
Nah, you got a nose edit.
Nose edit. Anyway, everybody, love you all, and I will see you tomorrow as always. All right. Damn, we did 8 hours today, full day, no half day Hossie. Happy Juneteenth to all. And I'll be live tomorrow as always, same time, same place. You already know what it is. And yeah, we'll do some more fun stuff as well. I think they're asking for advice. Okay, well, I can't give it right now, but my point is, it always gets better. It just takes time. You just got to give yourself that time. And then one day, you will have lived through it. This too shall pass. Should be your mantra. Anyway, peace, everybody. Love you all. And see you tomorrow.
California, says Hasan.